Okay, I want to show you what I'm doing here. So, as I'm writing songs, I am documenting the process also that I go through to write songs, because songwriting is a pretty mysterious craft, and people often ask me what my process is, whether I write the lyrics first, or whether I write the music first, or whether I write a melody first, whatever. So there's lots of different ways of starting a song, and as I'm writing these songs, I'm being more conscious of what my process actually is, because I don't have like a system or a process that I use. Songs often come in lots of different ways, and it's about learning to catch them. So it's almost like there are lots of different fish, and you need lots of different bait and different types of hooks and different lures and different strength line and rods and all that stuff to catch different types of fish. So my process seems to change almost from song to song. There's definitely a number of patterns and certain methods that I seem to go through, or certain processes. But it's almost, there are as many methods as there are songs. Every song is slightly different the way it comes together. So this song is, I'm writing a song about Skala, about this place, and nothing was really springing to mind about the place. So one way that I find really easy to crack into a song is really to just write stream of consciousness about it. Whatever sort of comes to mind. And so that's basically what I've done here. And sometimes I will write a lot more than this. I'll write maybe 3 pages of stuff. To get through all my different thoughts and ideas about a place, what's special about a place, or a theme or whatever. And then at some point in that writing, generally, it's like my mind has entered that world. I've built up enough of a picture of that world that my mind is in it, and I can access it more emotionally as well. And so the writing starts to take on a bit more of a poetic feel, a poetic description of the theme, or an analogy will pop up, or a metaphor or something will emerge. And then sometimes it's just about pulling out one of those metaphors and running with it. But I just want to talk specifically about this song. So I've gotten to a point where I feel like I've explored actually quite a few perspectives of this song and this place. So even in the very beginning, I've talked about particular locations here, different views that I'm seeing. So there's the islands, there's the mountains, there's the valley, there's the river. There's also the view from this chair is my main perspective on the place. What my time here has been like, talking about weather, particular moments I've had here, the trees are really significant here, what animals I've seen. Last time I was here, I wrote a song about the ravens here that was a really beautiful song. And then also writing about just getting a snapshot of this place and different locations. So then I go into some of the detail of that. And so now I've got all this material. And what my process is at the moment, which I don't think I've ever done this before, or I've never done this consciously, is going through and basically highlighting lines that either I feel are strong lines that really get to the heart of something I'm wanting to say, or things that just almost rhyme, so that I can start extracting some of this stuff and forming it into a rough shape, of which then I will shape even more and refine. So I'm going to do that right now as the camera's rolling, and I might speed this up, but I'm just going to go through and do it. So here what I've done is I've started to link these two things because they kind of rhyme. A river by the house and crater on the mountain. And I thought, crater on the mount. River on the house, crater on the mount. They almost rhyme. So I'm going to basically go through and find more instances of that, and then slowly start to piece those together. I'm also going to highlight, like I have here, birki trees. So it's the birch trees that are here, are really important to this place. So I'm going to highlight things that are really important, and then I'm going to find things that rhyme or that connect in some way, or important lines that I want to hang on to, and then I can reshape them to make them fit. And so here we go. Okay, so what I've done there, the first stage of that really, is I've just grouped ideas. So here, I'm talking about the clouds here. They're really amazing. So right now there's a lot of clouds in the sky, and they're just moving like this huge migration of clouds. Almost like all these carnival carriages, right? So it's just like, and this happens just all day. So that's an important element here. The ravens, I want to talk about ravens at some point in these songs, just to reference back to the song I wrote last time, and I've seen a couple of ravens here, and they are really amazing. So ravens. The afternoon sun is incredible over here. It's like this. So I've written down here, it's like a searchlight bursting through gaps in the clouds, and it bounces off the mirror of Skagafjordur, which is the fjord in the ocean there, and glows hot like a welding tip. And the next part of it is, yesterday when that was happening, I could see the evaporation of the ocean happening. It was just, this mist was rising because the sun was really strong, and it was evaporating water off the ocean. And so I've written here, it helps the ocean let go of itself and levitate upwards in a mist, like summer rain on a hot road. And the next part I'm talking about stillness and quiet, and then the next part I'm talking about just the boldness of the nature here, that it's just all on show. No, nothing's hidden. It's just as it is. It's just like, this is what we're doing. And that's really important. And then talking about a secret garden for children that has been planted over there, and then also a sacred garden of the owners of this place that's planted here. So these are the ideas. And then from here, it's about matching them up and shaping them so that they either rhyme or they make a bit more sense, or I can go deeper into refining the meaning of each one. That's what I'm going to do next. And what I've got going on here is a couple of books. This is my journal that I write in every day. This is my song book. So each page here has a song on it. And so what I'm about to do now is start to transfer some of this stuff into my songbook, and I may come up with a whole bunch of verses here, and then I go through the process of refining those verses. So here we go. This is where the magic actually really happens. This is more like research and getting all the parts, and the next part is about how to bring these things together seamlessly in a really beautiful way that gets the message across, but that's poetic. It's not just a documentation of what's here, because anyone can do that. Anyone can write a thing like, there's some trees over there and they were planted on this date and they mean this, and there's a river and it's flows this amount of water each day and whatever, right? So I guess this is where the creative process comes in, where I have to drop into visualizing and formulating these pieces into a cohesive piece of artwork, piece of work. So you'll see as I'm kind of moving through this and pulling things across, I'm just taking them off here so that my eyes can just focus on what needs to, kind of what's left to pick up on or to move around. So some of this is already sort of already mentioned in the song. Okay, so that line that just went in there was a bit of a find, because here I thought it was going to be one thing and then it had to change and I had to let go of it and let it become another thing. And this happens a lot in songwriting, in my songwriting, that I have an idea and I think that's what the idea is about and that's what it has to be about. And then other information and other creative ideas come in, and that original idea actually has to be scrapped and the whole thing shifts to the deeper purpose of the song or whatever. And I think this is something potentially in the past that I have not been willing to let go of an idea to then go and move to another one. But in this case, I did that, and I feel like it actually really went to another place. So that's just another part of this process, is being able to be really flexible with the way this is being shaped. It's like if a wood carver is carving a piece of wood and then they hit a knot in the wood that they didn't know about. They can either try and force their saw through that and shape that thing, or they can take it into account and then be flexible and either even turn it into a feature, or just basically change the direction of the piece. And so that's what's happened here. And I'll keep going. I'll come back to you. Boom! Okay. So that was phase 19 in the process. So I've just taken all of that, and you can see there's actually more writing here than there is here. So these these become little kernels of ideas that then come over here and sort of get mixed together, and they sometimes expand again. Sometimes I'll take stuff literally from here. Like here, you know, I literally grabbed that line, I think. Skagerfjordur glows hot like a welding tip. But very often it's just a couple of words or an idea or something that comes from there onto here. Okay. Next phase is, I have all this material, and so normally what I would do at this point is pull the guitar out and start making sounds. So basically starting to form now the musical part of the song, because even just reading through this, I'm starting to have the feeling of the song. Feels nostalgic. The song feels nostalgic. Even though it's a present snapshot of this, there's also feelings of gratitude in there, and beauty and reverence for nature, and there's lots of things in there. So usually when I pick up the guitar, that's what's going through my mind, is what is the feeling of this song? What sounds will help to portray this song? So this all happens on a subconscious level. I don't sit there and make a list like that. But it wouldn't hurt to do that either, really. But things like tempo, style, type of chords to be used, whether it'll be finger-picked or strummed, whether it needs a really big sound, or whether it's really delicate and intricate and sparse, or whether it's going to be a bit of both. And then often I will read through those lyrics and I will work out a start point. So sometimes when this stuff comes over, it doesn't come over in the precise order. So I usually look for a start point. And at the moment, there are two start points. There's one here because the line is the first morning I awoke. So that's a start point. And then the other start point is up here, where I'm saying Skaulau is Bowl River, because Skaulau translates to Bowl River. Skaul is a bowl, and Au or Skau is a bowl, and Lau is river, so Bowl River. And the song is called Skaulau. I think I'm just going to call it Skaulau, because that's really what it's about. So then, okay, I'm going to actually just talk through this process of how I'm going to decide this. And if it's boring, you can skip ahead a couple of minutes. So, now if you're interested in how I actually make decisions, creative decisions or whatever, the decision I'm making at the moment is whether this is going to be like a narrative, like going through the day, right? So here, because I have the first morning I woke, then here it says the afternoon sun, blah blah blah. I don't really talk about sunset. I could put that in somewhere, because the sunsets here are really pretty important. I'm just thinking about that now, because I might be able to put something in there. Okay, so I'm just going to write one out now. Ravens. Oh, he's gone. You got him? doing their best to fly through this wind. Okay, I've just added that line there, or that little verse. Okay. So, also what I do at this point is I start to look for a potential chorus section and a potential bridge section. The basic way that I think about that is the chorus is often the real core of the song. Chorus. So it's about what the song really is about, what encapsulates the essence of the song. And then the bridge, I don't know if this song will have a bridge. It might, because it'll bring in a different emotional quality. A bridge is often, the way I think about it, and often the way I use it, is that it tells a different perspective of the song. It brings a new perspective into the song. Sometimes it ties things together, and sometimes it shows the other side of it. So when I've written love songs, the verses in the chorus can be about, how much I love someone and what I love about them and blah, blah, blah. Then the chorus is, you're the best, I love you so much. And then the verse, it brings in almost that other part of the psyche or the mind that says, hey, even though I love you, we might have troubles. And then it comes back to the chorus. But don't worry, because I love you. Right? So I start to kind of look at that. It's not always evident, and at the moment it's not, because I haven't really actually read through this. I'm going to read through this a couple of times, get my bearings, and then go from there. Okay, so now the song's starting to take a bit more shape. I'm starting to group verses and choruses and bridges and things together in a way that works. And really, at this point, I need to grab the guitar and start playing through to see the phrasing and all of that, and the meaning of the song starts to come out even more. So I'm going to do that now. So this bit, there's lots of trial and error. That's the whole nature of creativity, really, is trying something and not working, so you try something else and keep going through that process. So this is really weird, actually, talking about a song as I'm creating it. It feels quite strange. It actually feels quite basic. Feels quite simple. Because what I'm thinking now is some of the stuff I mentioned earlier. What do I want this to sound like? What's the tempo? What's the feel? So the only way to really start doing it is just to start making noise on the guitar and finding it. But at the moment, what I'm thinking about is, I'm actually thinking about Svavar and his music, and it has a really beautiful quality to it, of being very beautiful and gentle and loving and reverent of whatever he's singing about. There's definitely like a finger-picking vibe going on. Maybe some chords. But there are a lot of lyrics here. So if the tempo is too slow, the song will go on forever. It'll drag a lot. And so it's important to kind kind of keep the tempo up. Also, I want the feeling of the song to be uplifting, to be really gentle and lovely, but also uplifting, almost like a lullaby, but not so sleepy. So that's what's going through my head at the moment. So let's just see what happens. As you've probably already noticed, you can set an intention and then things change, and you need to be open for things to change. So, this could end up as a death metal song about Skala, but we'll see. So as I'm doing this, as I'm playing one chord, I'm hearing the next chord in my head. So we've got a couple of chords going already. It's finger picking, it's light, it's uplifting. Like this chord here is quite uplifting. It's a suspended fourth. Skala, Skala is Bow River. It sounds like a Leonard Cohen song. Suzanne, healing the river, is tea and oranges from China. Alright, so I'm going to steer away from that. So it's coming together. So what I do at this point is basically play through this a whole bunch of time. This is like a sculptor just slowly peeling back the pieces and refining and refining and finding the way this is supposed to sit. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so it's actually, so the song is actually feeling very melancholic. It sounds a lot like Leonard Cohen. You know, maybe that's okay, maybe that's fine, because Leonard Cohen is amazing. But, you know, I'm always careful not to sound like I'm ripping someone off, and I'm obviously not, because the evidence is right here. That was not my intention to start out to rip off a Leonard Cohen song. So sometimes maybe that is altering the chords I'm using, even just the way that I'm playing them. So this is basically a C7 chord with that sus4 thing. So I can kind of be playing it. Okay. So you see we're getting closer now. So so I've moved away from that Leonard Cohen melody and into a more, it's a higher melody and it feels like a more powerful statement melody. More emotional. The other one was very laid back and storytelling. This I feel is more upfront and emotional. So the process from here is to play this song about another 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to just more shaping. It's now the shaping of the phrasing of the words, refining some of the lyrics perhaps, and really pinning down the form, the way it's going. So at the moment it's going verse, chorus. So I've decided this is the chorus and this is the bridge where I'm repeating those 2 lines. Verse, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge. Then I come back for a verse, which is this morning statement and the evening statement, and then chorus, and then in the chorus I'm ending halfway through the chorus where I use the words so still, so quiet. And I feel like that works for pretty obvious reasons. Ending the song there is really nice to leave a whole gap of silence afterwards. And in a live show I feel like that would be a really nice moment between the song ending and people clapping. So anyway, let's play through the song a couple of times. Alright. It's getting there, it's getting there, it's getting there. We're close, we're close, we're close. I might end up using this as a film clip of some kind. Just these trees doing their thing. Skala is bold river, a stream by the house, coming down through the valley between the great 2 mouths. Colossal clouds migrate over Skala and sea, over the quarry and Kristen's forest of birky trees. It's all bold, all strong, so clear to see. Nature does not hold back, it's pure energy. So still, so quiet, you can't buy it off the shelf. this welling up of your hidden memories of self. The afternoon sun bursts through to find it, Skagafjord glowing white hot like a welding tip. It forms a levitating mist and helps the ocean to let go, like a sun shower rising from a hot summer's road. It's all bold, all strong, so clear to see. Nature does not hold back her pure energy, so still, so quiet, you can't buy it off the shelf. This welling up of long hidden memories of self. The raven comes out of hiding, gliding high above the secret garden for children, sacred forest of love. The raven comes out of hiding, gliding high above a secret garden for children, a sacred forest of love. The first morning I woke, the first thing I heard was the wild, wild wind in the trees and the morning birds. As the sun retires, it's almost too much for the eyes, as it releases rainbows and waves its last goodbyes. It's all bold, all strong, so clear to see. Nature does not hold back her pure energy. It's so still, so quiet. Until the fridge turns on. So there you have it. So, I don't know how long that process took. I don't know what time it is right now. But that is the most detailed expose of me writing a song. Sometimes the songs come quickly, sometimes they take work, sometimes they really need to be shaped, and it depends on lots of things. Depends on whether the song fits into a traditional song format, whether the concept is very simple or whether it's more complicated, whether you're using really poetic language or using simple language, whether usually if the song is quite different, it takes much longer to form it because it doesn't fit into a formula. So yeah, so that's that. So I think this song is pretty much done now. The next part of this process really is to continue playing it and finding where the melody sits. It's still not sitting quite right, I don't think. Some of it's a bit shaky, so that just comes through time, actually just practicing it and performing it live and being on tour with it. And the place where this song is at right now is, it's like it has just been given birth to. And that feels like the end point. The song is finished. But really, this song now actually will mature, it will grow, the melodies will form, it will get more of a personality as it grows. This song might go on tour with me, I might play it in lots of different contexts, and it will mature over time. I've had songs that I've had for 10 years that they continue to mature and change, and I kind of grow into the songs, or the songs grow into the world, or something like that. I don't know. But I would say that this is the hardest part. It's also the quickest part, really, giving the birth. It's the most painful and quickest part. And from here, it's a lifetime of the song finding its place in the world. So I think that's it. I think I'm now going to make some lunch because I'm really hungry. And I hope you enjoyed seeing that process. I will share other processes as I go through them with other songs. So look forward to doing that. And it's a very good day for sitting inside and doing songwriting, as you can see from the weather. So that's what I'm going to do today. Alright, see ya, have a ripper, bye.